Yo, what is up, Nemi gang? It's your boy Nemi with a very important announcement to make and just a very important discussion on the overall direction of my channel going forward. So as you know, I have been covering Tekken for just under 5 years. I'm clocking 5 years in February, which is crazy. Tekken is my childhood, my favorite game of all time. When I think of my childhood and my happy place, I think of Tekken. That was the main reason as to why I decided to make a channel revolving around this game. But if you're an OG of the channel or have been watching me for quite a while now, you know that I have always talked about covering other games on my channel. Even when you look at my channel description, you see that I have talked about covering another game on my channel, and Monster Hunter Wilds is one of the games I have been looking at. So yes, in the near future guys, the next few weeks maybe, I'll start covering a game called Path of Exile 2. So I'll talk about that later, but this does not mean that I'll stop covering Tekken. Tekken will still be the main game of the channel, of course. Like, come on bro, it's fucking Tekken. But I just want to expand my horizon. I want my channel to evolve and bring in a new audience. It's scary that it might divide my audience as well, but I just want to bring in a new audience, and I've always wanted to cover a PvE game, because PvP can be stressful as fuck. So I want to cover a PvE game, and Path of Exile 2 is that game for me. So a few things about this game, like, oh my days, this game guys is freaking amazing. Oh my goodness. So Path of Exile 2 is an asymmetrical ARPG, which means you get the view, like you get a top-down view, something like Diablo and games like that. Never in my entire existence, never in my life did I see myself playing these kinds of games. But I tried Diablo 4, I believe late last year on Game Pass, and dude, I kind of liked the game. So I kind of thought, okay, let me try to expand my horizon, do my research on more games like this. I got the mobile game called December. I liked the game as well. But then I saw Path of Exile 2. Like, bro, this game is sick. It looks so good. Like, the best way I would describe this game is a light Elden Ring, but with a top-down view, basically. Like, the things you can do in this game is crazy. Now, I'll make an introduction video on, POE2, what you need to know about the game, what the game is all about. That's all for a separate video, but just a brief explanation on why this game is so good. Like, firstly, this game will be free to play next year. It comes out next year. So being free to play means everyone can have access to this game, which is amazing. Not everyone has $70 to, blow on a game like Tekken, for example. So everyone will have access to this, which is just amazing. Of course, early access launches this Friday, guys. This Friday, if you want to play the game early, you can get it at $30. The early access runs until the game releases next year. The devs have said they want at least 6 months at best before the full game releases. So if you don't want to wait, you can always just pay $30 to play the game. Dude, the depth that this game has is out of this world. It is freaking crazy. The game has the game will launch with 12 different classes, guys. 12 different classes. But the crazy thing is, the classes aren't really locked to a particular playstyle. So for example, there's a class called the Ranger. That's basically the archer class of the game. But you'd think, okay, since the class is a Ranger or an archer, they must have a bow, right? Revolve around bow skills. But the crazy thing is, if you want, you don't really have to play the bow archetype despite picking the archer class. You can be an archer but still wield a crossbow. Like, you can be an archer with a wand and still summon zombies. Like, the depth is insane. I'll cover all this later in the next video, but this is why I love this game. Like, the depth, the build variety that will exist in this game is insane. I've always wanted to cover a PvE game that has a ton of build variety. So Path of Exile checks those boxes for me. The boss fights, just like Elden Ring, the boss fights are the highlight of this game. The boss fights are amazing. Like, the dude, oh my goodness. The game will have over 100 bosses at launch. Early access will have like 50 bosses, bro. Like, 50 bosses is insane. It's insane. Like, just think of it, guys. 50 bosses. And I'm the type of guy that likes games that have a ton of boss fights. So again, checks more boxes for me. Then at launch, it will have 100 bosses and over 800 enemy variety types. Right now, it's 50 bosses with 400 enemy types, which is insane still if you think about it. And of course, the game will have a campaign, a story mode. Early access launches with only 3 acts out of the 6. The full game, however, will have all the acts. But despite only having 3 acts, the full length of the story mode is about 25 hours if I'm not mistaken, so you still have a lot of content to consume if you get the game early on Friday. But what I really want from this game and why I'm excited to cover it is because of the end game. This game basically has infinite end game, and I'll talk about this again in a separate video. But for me, this is like the highlight of the game, and this is why I want to start covering this game. I want a ton of boss runs, dungeons, all that jazz, bro. I want to cover everything and just go crazy with this game. Now, I'm not the type of guy that does like heavy maths, right? Who does like super build guides and damage guides and stuff like that. I'm not big on, numbers, but I like explaining things to people as easy as possible. But basically, just builds is what I want to do from this game as well. I touched upon the classes earlier. There will be 12 classes at full launch, but right now we only have 6 for early access on Friday, with a few more classes being added throughout early access until the game launches. So we have the Ranger or the Archer that focuses on boss skills. We have the Monk, that will probably be my first class I'll start with. Revolves around melee combat, close range, very close range character, very squishy, but is very fast. We have the Warrior, who is the opposite of the Monk, is a very slow character but a very heavy hitting character built around stunning and high damage. We have the Sorceress, who is a typical ARPG class, spells, casting spells and all that. We have the Witch, themed around spreading diseases, curses, and summoning the dead, a pretty sick class. And finally, we have the Mercenary that has the crossbow, basically guns but in crossbow form. So this is the reason as to why I pick POE2 as a game that I'll cover. Like, this game will have so much longevity. In the next 20 years, 15-20 years, people will still be playing this game. And the fact that it's free to play is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Everyone will have access to this, and this is why it's a perfect game to cover in my opinion. Dude, I love this game. Like, honestly, I love this game so much, you just have to cover it. Going forward, just expect a lot of changes on the channel. I'm working on a new logo for my channel, a new banner for my channel. I want people to be open and just be comfortable with the fact that I will now start covering other games on my channel. Of course, Monster Hunter Wilds is dropping next year in February. This is another game I'm looking at, but I just don't think I'll have the time to cover 3 different games. I don't know, guys, but maybe if my channel starts doing well, I will put in the work. But for now, Tekken and POE2 are the games I want to try and focus on going forward. So, of course, I've built a community with you guys. I'm getting to know a lot of people, mostly with the comments, the polls I'm always making, the fun polls. So I'm getting to know a lot of you guys, and like, it just means a lot, and I'm grateful for the support that you guys have given me. You guys give me the motivation to keep making videos. Like, if I make a video and it has 50 views, bro, like, I don't care. As long as people are watching my videos, that's all that matters to me. And I really hope you guys give Path of Exile 2 a chance, because trust me, you are going to get sucked in this game. Like, the asymmetrical view might be a turn off to you, but just give the game a chance. I was the same. I was like, dude, why do people play these sort of games? Like, what's the reason as to why people spend hours and hours of this game? And I tried Diablo 4, I tried Path of Exile 1, it's just a bit, and man, I spent hours on end just playing this goddamn game. So give POE2 a try, and I promise you, you will not regret it. So expect some POE2 content coming, my first being, introduction to Path of Exile 2, just to give you guys a big summary of what the game is about and how the game works. Of course, I'll be diving deep into early access on Friday, but of course, I won't start covering stuff that you don't know about. I'll break the game down bit by bit as a beginner, because I'm also new to these games, guys. So don't expect me to know everything. I'm basically learning the game as we speak. Let's learn this game together, and I hope you give me a chance. As usual, thank you for the support so much, guys. A bunch of Tekken content is still in the works. I have a bunch of character guides still coming. A lot to talk about. We have the TWT finals next week, or this week rather, so hopefully we do get some stuff announced. I did see a post saying they won't review the next character at the TWT finals, so it might be at the Game Awards, which means it might be a guest character after all. Like, there's no reason to not announce a Tekken character at the TWT finals. That has never happened before. So the fact that this is happening means we are getting a guest character reviewed at the Game Awards. Trust, that's my prediction. So thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to watch my video. If you made it this far, please leave a like, subscribe. If you're new to my channel, guys, and you love some POE, please consider subscribing. We're going to go hard on some Path of Exile too. Thank you so much, guys, and as usual, may the frame data be ever in your favor. GG.